going to go ahead and begin. So, welcome everyone. My name is Bisan Abdalla. I am the Division 9 Lieutenant Governor, and I am also the Governor's Project Committee Chair. Presenting today, we have myself, and we also have Dylan, if you could.
My name is Dylan Wessel. I'm a Division 17 LTG, and I am the District Project Committee Chair.
Yes. So we'll go ahead and start. We're going to start with the Governor's Project. Um, so the purpose of this presentation really, we really want to, inspire clubs to take action and participate within the project. Really, carry out a bunch of service events to do with the project. Provide service ideas other than the ones that are currently on the TO website. I will provide you some more that you could probably execute with your clubs and in your community. We want to promote the Governor's Project Award/competition participation at LEDCon. We also go through a little rundown on how to apply for that if you're interested or curious. And we want to raise awareness on the project as a whole. I know it's the beginning of the year, really, and most of your clubs are just starting to gather their key club together and start conducting meetings. So this information is good to know to carry on with the rest of your club. So a little overview of the project. It is called Fueling Futures, if you don't know, or if you haven't seen it on the Instagram or their website. And essentially some background info. Our district, Texas and Oklahoma, they rank the highest in the nation in terms of food insecurity. And so this project really aims to promote a fueled community through community service and education about proper nourishment and nutrition. Obviously, a fueled body leads to greater success in academics, leadership, community service, and really everywhere all around in people's lives. So we really want to encourage clubs and individuals to take the next step in creating a better future through nutrition and hydration as a whole. So I don't know why the slide is blurry. Some goals that we have with the project as a district. We want to raise $1,500 for UNICEF, and we'll go over how we partner with UNICEF in a bit. We want to donate over 3,000 food cans / fresh food bags to the homeless shelters and food pantries. Honestly, I think we could easily hit this goal. We have tons of clubs in our districts. We're one of the biggest districts, in fact. So really working within your clubs to hit that goal, I think it's possible. Increase awareness on food insecurity. Honestly, personally, before this project started, I didn't know that our district was that bad in terms of food scarcity and insecurity and so on. So really raising awareness so that other people know as well and making them want to help. Gaining partnerships with food banks within the district. If you or your club wants to, reach out to food banks and stuff, that would be amazing to sort of gain a partnership for the project. Create educational webinars for members to access. So for example, this one, things like this and things on social media, TikTok, Instagram, all of that, creating more webinars to raise more awareness and get more participation. And then get Fueling Futures advertisements from school boards. I know tons of school boards, they love to promote community projects. So as a district, we really would love to get a bunch of school districts to promote this and advertise it. So UNICEF and Thirst Project, these are two Key Club International partners. So we wanted to provide some info on how you could partner with them while participating in the Governor's Project. So if you don't know what UNICEF is, it is essentially an international organization that targets health, nutrition, education, shelter, everything someone needs to live, specifically in children. So by raising 1,500 that we mentioned earlier through Fueling Futures, we directly support their efforts to combat issues in nutrition, food aid, build sustainable solutions for food and water insecurity, and so on. So it's really important that most of your service projects do partner with them if you can. And then the focus on nutrition, education, and hunger relief really aligns with their emphasis and their organization goals on ensuring that children have enough to eat and receive healthy and balanced meals all throughout. So now the Thirst Project, they do focus more on water. Their mission is to end the global water crisis by providing communities with safe and clean drinking water. So Fueling Futures, obviously, they focus on the project focuses on nourishment and nutrition, and water is a large part of that. Most people, they think of just food when it comes to nutrition and all that, but water really is a big part. So by partnering with Thirst Project, we could really, emphasize the project goals and do more good. So, by encouraging clean water initiatives and food drives, the project addresses nutrition and hydration, which together support the Thirst Project and healthy communities overall. So, here are some service ideas. Obviously, there are a lot, but I'll kind of breeze through this. And also, this presentation should be accessible on the TO website sometime after this. So, if you want to reference these service ideas again, you are more than welcome to. So, for food based, or let me start by saying, as you can see, these categories are split up into 3 different sections: food based, environmental based, and awareness. Fueling Futures doesn't just focus on food and getting people food that they need, but there's also taking care of the environment that grows our food, and raising awareness on the issues the project addresses. So we'll start with food. Creating a community soup kitchen night where you and your club go to a soup kitchen and help out. Creating a school snack drive, making bags of snacks to provide for those who need it. A cooking class for kids/teens, that is whether it's on Zoom, in person, whatever you want to do with your club, whatever's easier. Farmers market partnership, holiday meal kits, making, it's pretty straightforward, making meal kits for the holidays for those who need it, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that. Mobile food pantry distribution. It's a little bit of an outreach, but if you think you or your club are able to execute that, then that would be wonderful. School garden farmers stand. So if you do have a garden within your school, getting the harvest from that, carrots, potatoes, all that, and selling them at a farmer's market would be considered food-based service idea. Fruit and veggie basket delivery for the elderly/disabled. Setting up healthy concession stands at school games/events. Typically during school games, there's chips, pizza, all that stuff, but a lot of stuff isn't really nourishing. So yeah. So now environment-based, a park or a trail cleanup, community recycling drive within your school or neighborhoods, tree planting day, maybe on your school grounds if you are able to obtain permission. A school garden project, as said earlier with the food base. If you don't have a school garden, you could probably start one. Beach or river cleanup. We've had some clubs in my school go down to Galveston and do that. Adopt a highway and adopt a park cleanup. If you don't know what these programs are, essentially any organization or club or so on can quote unquote adopt a highway or a park. And there is a minimum number of times a year you and your organization have to go out and clean up the highway or the park, for the government and stuff for the program. And so if you and your club are able to apply for that and get that, that would be another awesome service project. Build birdhouses or pollinator garden buildings. Collect rainwater near your school or in your neighborhood. Distribute reusable bags for those who may need it or those who want it to prevent waste, and planting native wildflowers. So now awareness-based, nutrition and hydration posters in common areas, so libraries, classrooms, hallways, all that. School-wide awareness campaigns, including social media, newsletters, and announcements. If your club has a Instagram or TikTok, maybe making a TikTok or Instagram reel relating to that, or your editor's monthly newsletters, if your editor is able to provide information on the project so that many people could access it, and even school announcements. If you are able to, whoever does your school announcements, whether it be your principal or whoever, get them to promote the project. Workshops or webinars on nutrition and hydration. If you within your club are able to execute something similar to this sort of Zoom call, but maybe within an in-person meeting, that would also be considered a service project. A video series about proper nutrition. This kind of ties in with the social media thing. If you want to create a little series or some skits about nutrition and nourishment and the project as a whole. Collaborative events with other clubs, whether this be NHS, environmental education clubs. I know that tons of schools have so many clubs that focus on this kind of field. So if you're able to partner with them, that would also be very beneficial. And awareness booths at school events or community gatherings. So whether this be, a large football game or, whatever your school may have, setting up a booth or info stand, or even just passing out flyers, anything helps. So now we'll go over how to apply for the Governor's Project Award. So let's say it's been a long year within your club and you've done so much for Fueling Futures and the Governor's Project, and now you want to apply for the award at LEDCon. So some details, applications will open on the TO website around February-ish for applicants to apply. You could apply via a Google form, and there's one Google form for each award. So applicants will be graded on a scale of 100 based on a rubric, and scores can exceed 100 if applicants go above and beyond. So for example, if you use our hashtag and you attend our webinars like this one, you may be subject to some extra points. So now how to find the application forms and rubrics. On the next slide, it has more visual, but I'll just say it here. You go to the TO Key Club website. If you haven't seen it before, this is the link. And click on our LEDCons tabs. And under that tab, there will be another tab that says Contests and Awards. So once you click on Contests and Awards, you will find everything you need to apply for the Governor's Project. The code of Contests and Awards is open for clubs to start planning how they're going to apply for the project and the things they want to do throughout the year. So it has all the rubrics, all the things you need to know if you want to access that soon. However, the physical or the actual applications to apply will open in February, sometime in February. So this is a little more of a visual example. I'll go on the TO website, go to LEDCon. Underneath will be Contests and Awards. I'll click on it. This is what the page will look like. And then I'll scroll down a bit and you'll see this code of contests and awards as of July 2024. Click on that. And this is our total rubric book. So it is a pretty large document. If you do Control F to find certain keywords and you go to, or you search up governors or something similar to that, you will see the Governor's Project Award / competition. And then these are the application forms. Obviously, they're not open right now, but once they are, you'll be able to click on them and then apply. All right, that is all for the Governor's Project. Before we move on to the district project, does anyone have any questions in the chat or if they want to unmute? If not, we will have another question session at the end. So you may think of the question a little bit, or you could ask it in the chat as we are presenting and we will get to you. Okay, seems we're good for now. Dylan, if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
Do I have to unshare?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so once again, hello everybody. My name is Dylan Wessel. I'm the Division 17 LTG and also the District Project Committee Chair. So we're gonna go over the district project really quick. So how is a district project chosen? A district project is chosen by my committee, the district project committee. I have all my members come up with themes and ideas, and then at our summer board meeting, we vote on those ideas and we select three, and then I select three, and then from those three, we take the summer board meeting and that's selected. So this year, I won't give away too much yet. So what is a district project? A district project is similar to a governor's project in a service theme and the time that the project is active, except the district project is a project separate from the governor's project. So the governor's project was selected by our district governor when she was elected, and the district project is something picked by my committee for all the clubs to also take part in. So it's another opportunity for clubs to get points for those LECON awards. And for this year, the district project is Service for Generations. Yay. What is Service for Generations? Service for Generations focuses on meaningful service to two important age groups, young children and the elderly. So for many years, Key Club projects, governor and district, have only really focused on one issue, whether that be environmental or it be educational or mental health. It really only focuses on one main problem. But with this project, we hope to kind of broaden our reach on what we impact with our project. So instead of just catering to young children and their needs, we also want to cater to the older generations and improve what they have going on. So we start with early childhood development and enrichment. So what that means is we want to support the growth of children in our communities, whether that be through enhancing education or after school programs to get them away from bad activities or just overall improve their early childhood. Childhood is a very important time for a lot of kids. It's a time for a lot of growth, and we want to create these young leaders as soon as possible. And then on top of that, our senior care and support. So with the senior care, basically, we just want to improve these seniors' lives. They've had a long life, they've been through a lot, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can really relate to that senior care is not really the best in a lot of places. They kind of just get put in a nursing home and left, and that is not great. We really want to emphasize on just improving these seniors' lives, just making their time spent the last few days just as good as possible, really. And then we also want to break generational barriers. So what I mean by generational barriers is just the big gap between our generation, these young teenagers, and your grandparents. There's a big gap. We don't really agree on a lot. There's a lot of hectic ideas that go around between these two generations. And with this project, we want to just kind of bridge that gap, talk to these people, connect the youth with the elderly, and just see that we just want to see connections flourish, really. So why? So as I said earlier, for years, projects have really only focused on one issue, but for this year, we really want to focus on two issues. We want to do as much service as possible and have the greatest impact possible. On top of that, Texas was ranked 32nd in education, and my home state of Oklahoma was ranked 50th, which is not amazing. It's not a good statistic to look at. And this year, we really want to just try to improve those. We know we're not going to be able to do much as we can do to improve education in these states, that's our goal. And then on top of that, Texas was ranked 35th in senior living and Oklahoma 15th. Not terrible, but definitely could improve. A lot of nursing homes, they don't really interact with their residents, and we want to improve on that as well. And then age barriers. Age barriers often restrict service. I don't know if anybody has done a service project with the elderly, but it is definitely not a talkative environment usually. It's usually very quiet. There's not a lot we can talk about with these people because there is that generational gap. With this project, we want to kind of push people out of their comfort zones and bridge that gap. So we do have that conversation. We have that connection between these two generations. So some service ideas to support children. I'm gonna kind of brush over this. Like Bisan said, this will be posted if you want a more in-depth explanation. But partnering with local K-Kids or Builders Clubs. So if you do not know, K-Kids and Builders Clubs are also Kiwanis clubs like Key Club. K-Kids is the elementary school level of Kiwanis. So they don't do a whole lot, but if you do have a K-Kids around you, helping out at the elementary school and promoting Key Club to these kids at a young age is a very beneficial thing for these children. Building young leaders is something Key Club has always been about. It's something Kiwanis has always been about. So going to these elementary schools and maybe just doing a field day with them or just spending time with them and informing them about what is to come later in life is something we really like to see. Same with Builders Club. Builders Club is the middle school level of of Kiwanis, sorry. And they do projects. So doing projects with your Builders Club is a really good way to branch out into other Kiwanis families. It's very beneficial for those kids in Builders Club to know what Key Club is, to know what's happening further down the road, and to just overall enhance their leadership skills that they are already working on. And then hosting fundraisers for underdeserved elementary schools, pretty straightforward. Just raising these monetary needs for schools that might be struggling to buy supplies, or maybe they need a little extra funds for renovation. We just want to help give a helping hand out for that. Basketball donation drives, once again, helping schools that maybe can't afford all the supplies for the kids, or maybe for kids that can't afford the supplies themselves. We want to make sure that they're getting the best education possible, and we don't want money to be a reason that that's not being able to happen. Writing cards to children's hospitals. I know me personally, my club did this, and it is a very rewarding experience to write cards for these children that are have spent really their entire life in a hospital bed. That is a terrible thing, and writing cards just to really check in on them, branch out to them, and give them a little bit of socialization is a really beneficial project for the kids and for the Key Club members themselves. St. Jude's is an amazing way to do this. St. Jude's has a very easy virtual program to write these cards. The website is here. I won't click on it, but when this gets posted, you can definitely go to this website or after the presentation, look it up online. It's very good. It is a very easy way to serve. It is a very impactful way to serve. Like I said earlier, host a field day. to support health and physical movements. Just getting kids moving around. A lot of kids nowadays, they sit inside all day. So just getting them outside. Tutoring days, once again, looping back to the education. We just want to improve their education as much as possible. And then organizing talent shows, art days. This is kind of separating from the education and more to the enrichment. So just making sure that these kids are enjoying their childhoods is something that's very important. Happy kids make good leaders. So yeah, just making sure they're having as much fun as possible while also learning. And then for the elderly, so partnering with your local Kiwanis club, you should be doing this anyway. Honestly, your Kiwanis club is going to be your best friend throughout your entire service here. They do a lot of good, and it is very good for you and your club to partner with them. It is very beneficial. Um, Volunteer events at nursing homes and VA centers. I definitely highlight this one. This is a amazing way to serve. Um, these nursing homes, they just kind of sit there all day, and it's very sad and it's very depressing seeing, someone's grandmother or grandfather spending their entire day in a room, basically. So volunteering at these places, doing bingo nights, maybe doing arts and crafts, or maybe just talking with them, having a lunch, having a dinner, just giving them socialization that they might not get every day. Like the schools hosting fundraisers for nursing homes, they can always use money, and we can always raise money. Book drives are also very good. They love to read, gives them something to do, gives you something for you to do for a fundraiser or for a service project. So that's a good one. Organized technology days. So what this means basically is a lot of the elderly aren't very tech literate. They're not very good at navigating technology. And as you know, teenagers are. So it's a really good opportunity for you to go down there and not only interact with them, so you get that socialization, but also maybe a little education. Maybe they don't understand how to send an email. Maybe they don't understand how to use a phone. That's a really good opportunity for you to step in and be a teacher for them. So organized storytelling events. So this also is one that I really like. It just gives the elderly opportunity to just really open up. They have a lot of life experience. They've done a lot in their life, and maybe they want to talk about it. Maybe you might want to listen. They might have something very interesting to say. So just going to those nursing homes, sitting down, and just hearing what these elderly people have to say is very beneficial for the elderly person and you as well. Care packages, once again, kind of looking back to that donation, they can always use more stuff, and we can always give more stuff. So socks, tissues, lip balm, stuff like that, stuff for them to use hygiene wise, or maybe just necessities, or things just to pass the time. And then also with the cards, writing cards to spread love, giving positive message, giving reassuring messages, making sure that they know they're not alone and that people do care about them. So if anybody has any questions, you can leave it in the chat or you can unmute, or at the very end, we will have opportunities to leave messages that you might want to know about. Any questions? No? All right.
Also, I just want to mention, as y'all are scanning the attendance form, you can go back to that slide. Please scan the attendance form to show that you are here, and don't forget to use our hashtag, hashtag Fueling Futures and hashtag Service for Generations, and at TO Key Club on Instagram to be mentioned on our story. Also, just wanted to mention the process for applying for the awards for the governor's project is the same as the district project, as is all of the other awards and competitions. So if you're also curious and interested in applying for the district project award, it will be the same step by step.
Yes, definitely apply for both, and please make sure you are documenting your service. It is very important that you take note of what you do and record it, as we cannot grade anything if you do not record it. So just because you said you did it, unless you have proof that you did it, we can't really do anything about that. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask now, or you can scan the QR code and ask it then. But thank you all for attending. We very
Yes.
much appreciate it.
Thank you all so much.